How much can I spend in a day in Cuba? Cuba surprises you, as I came 4 months ago and the prices were much cheaper. The inflation is... The rising costs in Cuba surprise me daily. Let's spend a day there to see how much we spend. Hello my people, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I'm in Cuba on a surprise unplanned trip. If you ask me, Anita, why Cuba again? It's because this is my home, my mother's house. I simply came again, nothing more. Today we're making a video at my mom's house, but I'm not sure why. Here I feel more inspired to make videos. It's a thing like here I get very inspired to make videos. Let's see, in Spain too, huh? But it's like here in this house because when I go to another part of Cuba, for example, to Matanzas or to other people's houses, I don't get as inspired as I do here. It's like since I grew up here, I feel confident, I don't know. Today we're making a unique video I haven't done before. There are so many things about Cuba that I still need to share, even though I always have to come back to share new things. But of course, my favorite videos and the ones I really enjoy making are in Spain. Well, now it's gonna be a mix. This channel is already a mix, Mom. It's already a mix. Subscribe if you're new here. Let me introduce myself. I'm Anita. I'm Cuban. I live in Spain. I'm visiting Cuba again. Welcome to my channel. I'm a Cuban living in Spain, traveling the world. Subscribe for new videos every Friday. In today's video, we are going to be making a super interesting video. We are going to be talking about the topic of money in Cuba. I'm sure many of you don't understand, don't know how money works. I'm going to explain a little bit about this money topic. We'll see how much we spend daily in Cuba. Currently, a professional's salary, like a doctor or engineer. As I have explained on many other occasions, it does not reach 20 euros per month. It does not reach that. Now, how much is the expense? The expense of a person in a month? Well, my love, it can be, I don't know, more than 200 euros per month. I mean, it doesn't match what's going on. That this is the salary in the state sector. Now, in the private sector, a little more money is earned. That's why many Cubans are stopping working in the state sector and are going to the private sector. I came from Spain with only 500 euros. That's all I had when I arrived. Apart from the expenses of the ticket and the things I brought for my family, cash to spend here in Cuba, 500 euros. During my last 15-day trip to Cuba, I had about 20 euros left over by the end of my stay. But the rest I spent on food and eating out. The expenses are incredible compared to the salary. On this occasion, here I have this wad of bills and you might say, wow, what a lot of money. Here is 200 euros, but this is going to be gone. I'm going to spend it in less than a week. But, well, let's do it in a day. How much do we spend? How many euros? Let's use euros and dollars so the international community understands. We will spend... I'm going to take today to the street because I'm going to go out and we're going to be at a food fair. I mean, the typical fair that is held in other countries where they sell food. Let's see what a fair is like. But in Cuba, and I'm going to be taking this money. Well, not all of it because honestly, this is quite a lot. Let's say 20,000. This little bundle is 20,000 pesos, which would be... Let me do the quick calculation. Well, I'm going to be leaving it here on the screen. How much would 20,000 be? But I'm going to spend quite a bit. I mean, here is 4 times the salary of a state professional and we will spend it all. Something will be left over. We are going to go out to the street. This is what I am going to be taking. Let's see how much we spend in a day in Cuba. I mean, I'm going to spend the day on the street today. And well, of course, I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to buy things and that's it. I want to see if these 20,000 are enough for me or if I have some left over. If you have doubts, trust me. The amount of money is so large, it won't even fit in my wallet. You know the typical wallet of any person in Spain? Of course, I never have cash. Now, do you think this money fits here? No, it doesn't fit. In Cuba, you can no longer have a wallet because it doesn't fit. You have to have the money either loose like this in the wallet. I mean, in my wallet, let it loose there or in a little bag. And have disinfectant. Handling so much money, I imagine it's not healthy at all, my love. Well, that's it then. Let's stop chatting and go out to the street to buy little things and see how much we spend in a day in Cuba. Well, first expense of the day today. Some of these things, because I left mine in Spain, and so I'm without a bra, without anything, and that here in Cuba, well, it's not very comfortable to walk around like that. And I bought this, which cost 800 pesos. That would be in dollars? Well, I'll tell you at the end. Of what I spend all day, how many dollars is that? Is this one of the little ones? Thankfully, I found them, as these used to be quite hard to find. But nothing. Even though you see this large amount of bills, this is not so much money. In Cuba, money is spent rapidly due to the high cost of products. Every day the dollar is higher. What this means is that the national currency is going to be worth much less and the products are going to be much more expensive. This is the day-to-day reality. Well, now we've bought the little snack things for tomorrow's trip. Here are the little bags. We bought this at a dollar store. And well, I'm going to show you what we bought when we get home. We spent about $24. I paid with my card from Spain, which you can pay with. And I think it was around 24 and change, something like that. Well, now we are here at a little kiosk, also buying other things that are needed, like detergent for washing, mayonnaise. There are so many people in my house that the food runs out very quickly. So we have to go shopping every week, buy things because we are a million. We're here with today's purchases. I'll show you what we bought for a great price of 24.40 freely convertible currency, which would be 24.40 euros, which were deducted from my card from Spain. We bought some snack items that we didn't have for tomorrow. We are going on a family trip to a swimming pool. We are all like 10 people. We are going for a cookie. No, this cookie is for the national currency. Did I have this? We bought these animal cookies, toilet paper, because there was no toilet paper here. And in case you didn't know, here in Cuba, it's very common for people to clean themselves with newspaper. With the newspaper you read. And all of that, people take it afterwards and clean their respective parts with it to avoid buying toilet paper. We bought 3 little packs of these juices for tomorrow. There are 12, we are 10, and well, these are 12 for the trip we are going to make tomorrow. These little straws are like waffles. It says wafer, chocolate, and 2 little cans of sweet corn to make a little yellow rice with corn. That turns out spectacular. And then we bought in the national currency store that I showed you. Where is what we bought? Is it actually a point of a MIPYME? It's a private, small or medium-sized business, as I explained before. I'm not sure where it is or what we bought there. We bought a jar of mayonnaise for the grindings. We bought these salty cookies and this jar of apple juice. And the detergent, how much did we spend there? And the detergent, we spent 2,400 pesos there. I'll add up our total spending in the end. I don't know if I'll go out again in the afternoon to take a walk, to have a coffee. Let's see. How much do you spend when you go out somewhere to eat? Usually going out to eat here is quite expensive too. Well, everything is expensive. Well, here I have all the arms, as you can see. These are the little bags given in stores here. There was a time when bags weren't provided and you had to figure out how to carry things. But now, bags are available. Now I'm back out on the street. Anita doesn't stop. We're going to go out for lunch. I made plans with my sister and with Leia, another YouTuber from here in Santi Espiritu, who is a friend of mine. And well, we're going to see how much it costs to go out for lunch. Am I going to eat something here in Cuba? How much am I going to be spending? And well, nothing. Here we go again to the street. Well, now we're going to have lunch at a place called El Asturiano, but they don't sell Asturian food. I wonder why Asturias is part of Spain. In fact, that's where my great-great-grandfather comes from. I said, well, they'll sell the Asturian cachopo, no, my love. They sell Cuban and Italian food. That's where we're having lunch, and I'm not alone. Here she is again with me, Leia. Do you remember her? Follow Lei, a YouTuber from Santi Espiritu Lei, on her channel. This video covers how much I can spend.
Great.
How much can I spend in a day in Cuba? How much do you spend?
Normally in a day in Cuba, how much can you end up spending? Well, it depends on what you do.
In the day. If I go out to eat and stuff like that?
If I go out to eat or something like that, if I'm going to do the shopping, if I'm going to buy meat, eggs, something for the house.
But you don't go below 6,000 pesos. You don't go below 6,000 pesos.
Below, and that's a salary. That's what people don't understand. How can they spend the salary of a doctor, a professional, in a month, in a day? Well, today I have already spent $20-something in the MLC.
Plus 3,000 and something Cuban pesos. And don't think that $20-something is little. $20-something is like 7,000.
Pesos here in Cuba. It's
quite a lot, exactly.
That's a lot. It's better to stay home due to lack of money. However, with so many people in the house, we constantly need to buy food. When there are a lot of people, imagine the expense is much greater. How much do you think is needed to live in Cuba for a month? People tell me,
There with $100 you live, don't you? Do you think $100 is little? I think $100 is little.
Because, gentlemen, imagine that beef is only 900 pesos per pound.
Sorry, pork is 1 pound for 800, 900 pesos. Imagine if you live in a large family, like yours and like mine. Well, it's not enough. With how many books do you
reach? So you think that in a house at least $200 and $300 are missing to live per month? Yes, I believe so, definitely, God. Well, I confirm that it's true. Because if in one day buying food, a meal that is going to be spent tomorrow on a trip we are going to make, I've already spent about $30, that's how it is.
To you, $30 may not sound like much, but I'm telling you it's significant.
If you work for the state here, you don't even earn $20 a month. Let's go eat. The reason we came and see how much we spend on lunch in Cuba. They almost got me into the puddle. This is the Asturian, isn't it? Here we are. Here's my sister. So then, what's that symbol? What's it from? This is from Asturias, right? The symbol is from Asturias? Wow, symbol of Asturias. As the Cuban flag enters, let's observe the location. Remarkable. This restaurant, owned by descendants of Asturians in Cuba, does not offer any items from the Asturian menu despite my expectations. The decoration did have little things from Asturias, but the food was like Cuban food. The delicious cold salad was very good. I love these stuffed tostones. There's one left here because we didn't eat it. Fried malanga. This was spectacular. I really loved the lasagna. That's how it looked. I don't know. My sister did like it. She told me it was good, and I ordered a ropa vieja, which is nothing more than beef. Like this, with corn and pepper. This was like Coca-Cola when you ordered cola. Is this Santa Cola? The girls began showing me how they save their money. People carry money in small bags instead of wallets because they carry large amounts. And the final bill? We are some of the things that I don't like at all when I walk through the streets of Cuba. Oh, well, there are many things that are wrong here, obviously, but there is a culture of cleanliness. It's something that really isn't present here. People lack awareness. There are no trash containers or receptacles on the streets for people to properly dispose of their waste. It's ugly that people just throw trash on the street as if they could leave it in a bag at the corner of their house. Many people leave their trash out and wait for the garbage truck to collect it. But to just throw it on the street, that seems so ugly to me, and people here have no awareness of that. They toss soda cans on the street carelessly as if it doesn't matter, you know? That's something I've never liked about here. I at least never did it when I lived here either. Oh, such a great heat. You can't imagine the heat here. Coming to Cuba in summer is crazy. Well, to those who like the heat, right? But I'm not very team heat, I'm more team cold. And right now here, let me check the weather. Well, it shows me the weather in Carvalho. Let's check the weather at my location. Great. There's no internet because the power went out. I mean, not here. In another circuit, the electricity goes out and the connection goes out as well. And well, in summary, today we spent 800 pesos on these that I put on here. Then 300 pesos on the little things we bought for food, 300 pesos on the little things we bought in national currency. 24 euros, which is what they found on my card in the dollar store. And well, the food that I paid for, the food for 4 people, was approximately 670 pesos. So in total, I spent, converting all of this to dollar, euro, something like that, about $50 in one day is what I spent. With all this that you saw, that I did and bought today, obviously not every day here is spent the same. This was a day that, truthfully, I didn't do much either. I mean, I bought necessary things for the house and we went out for lunch and such. Even with all that, we spent a lot of money. I consider $50 in a day in Cuba to be a significant amount. Of course, there are days when I'm going to stay at home, not going to spend so much money, but already 50 in a day, well, it's quite a lot, and well, that's it. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Down below are all those options, and you help me a lot if you like this little video. And remember that every Friday we have a new video. I say goodbye to you in this sweltering heat that is huge, and I send you a little kiss. Bye.